Hey everyone, this is Keith Scott from out in Sydney, Australia. I'm one of the voices of Bullwinkle J. Moose. It's time to watch Relentless and Unstoppable. And so give it up for your main hosts, Douglas Kenny and Andy McPhee.
Hey everybody, this is Doug Kenny and welcome to Relentless and Unstoppable. We have another amazing guest coming on the channel today, so please hit like and subscribe. And after this episode, please stay tuned to the RNU channel for more amazing guests. Let's get this on!
Hey everybody, how you doing? Just a quick little share of why I started Relentless and Unstoppable. It was for one very simple reason, because of Doug Kenny. Nothing to do with me at all, zero. I was just coaching Doug, and he took on the coaching and mentoring, and he made all the changes. He took all the suggestions from his parents as well as my coaching, but it was all about Doug, his breakthrough and his weight loss, his willingness to accept that he is dealing with high functioning autism and other issues, but he's never quit, he's never given up. So we did one interview with him to share his story, and then we decided to start interviewing other people. And Doug has now taken over the whole channel, and he does all the interviews, he runs everything. He's just an amazing young man. So RNU was born from simply what an amazing young man Doug is, and his story needed to be shared.
Yeah. Was the factory interior filmed in a studio, or was it filmed at the gas plant that they say it took place at?
No, the gas works is where that's where I was talking about just now. The gates, the Wonka gates, were at the gas works, the Bavarian gas works. All the interiors were, almost all the interiors, I think maybe, I don't know where Bill's Candy Shop was set. I think they actually used a shop for that. But Charlie's house and all the factory and all that stuff, those were all interiors that were at the Bavarian Film Works.
Ah, so the studios, right?
The studio, yeah. Big sound stages.
Makes a lot of sense. So when you got into the chocolate room and Willy Wonka sang about being in paradise, did he sing it while going down the stairs, or did they record the song beforehand and put it in the...
Sure, the songs were all pre-recorded beforehand. So everybody was lip syncing to their own voice.
How did it feel to have Gene Wilder, Willy Wonka, pull some hair from your head?
Sure. So I remember this. People have asked me about this one over the years. So I remember exactly what I said when they talked to me about it. They said, Mr. Wilder would like to actually pull some hair out of your head. Would that be okay? And I said, sure, I have plenty.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah, so little did I know. Or you can make that joke, or else too many takes would be the other joke. They did so many takes that I lost all of my hair. But no, that's true. I gave him permission, and he did. He pulled hair out of my head.
When did you first meet the Oompa Loompas?
I saw them. I saw them walking around one day when I was in makeup, and so were they. And we hadn't really talked yet. And that's the first time I met them. But the first time we saw them on set was when they came out of that door in the side of the waterfall. That's the first time we were actually sort of working together. But I did see or meet a couple of them backstage in the days before that.
Okay. Were the actors all from Europe, or were there some in America, or where were they from?
You mean the Oompa Loompa actors or all the actors?
Oompa Loompa actors.
So there were 10 of them, and they were from all around Europe. And there was a Turkish guy, I remember. There were 9 men, 1 woman. Several of them are English. Some of them were German. In general, this cast of this movie is German, English, and United States, with the exception of the Oompa Loompas, of which there were some that were from other places. But all the other characters, and there were, and I mean this non-speaking roles also, like Grandma George and Georgina and people like that, and just a lot of the people in the vignettes you were talking about, where they were, during the hunt and the crazy, they were either Brits, or a lot of the non-speaking roles especially were Germans, because we shot in Munich. But they found, I don't know how they did the casting for it, but they put out the word that they needed little people, and they ended up with 9 men and 1 woman.
Okay. Did you ever eat from the chocolate river?
No, I never did drink from the chocolate river, but Michael, who played Augustus, described it as dirty, cold, stinking water.
Ah, yeah. I
So,
heard I heard afterwards that I heard that when the movie ended production and they had to clean up everything, there was a terrible smell from the river.
I don't know so much about the smell at the end, although that makes sense. But there was a time during when, because they had used cocoa powder in there and there was milk in the powder, under the hot lights, it eventually did go bad. And so they had to drain it while we were shooting. They had to drain it, and then they filled it up again, and then the color didn't match. So they had to drain it again, and then the color matched, and then we were able to continue on. But yeah, it was not delicious chocolate.
Yeah, I bet it was worse seeing Augustus swim in it when it's already tastes bad to begin with.
Yeah, I think that's right. I mean, of course, he also had to jump into a little pit that they had dug out from him because most of it was about, I don't know, this deep. And the part that he had to jump into was double that or triple that. So he had to be able to jump right into the pit where they, it was maybe, I don't know, 4 feet by 4 feet or 3 feet by 4 feet or something. It wasn't that big. So he had to hit his mark and really jump right into there. But yeah, I'm sure you're right that it wasn't pleasant.
Gee, that's all we have for Relentless and Unstoppable. So tune into the next episode to hear more amazing stories from amazing guests. This is Keith Scott from Sydney, Australia saying so long, and I'm smarter than the average bear. Gee.